Hello everybody, and welcome back to my Let's Play Modded Minecraft Survival Series. This is Dino. In the previous episode we did a number of things. We crafted some storage containers for our liquid XP. We also went and collected some cows and other animals for the barn that we finished. And then quickly crafted a quarry so we can get started mining materials that we're going to need to be collecting here pretty soon. And right now, in this episode, excuse me, in this episode we will go ahead and get the stone block chest out of the stone block meteor down below us. And as promised, I was hoping to be able to do it in the prior episode, and that episode took a little bit longer and we never quite got to it. So I figured we would start this episode off by picking up where we left off, which is that. And then we'll also start crafting a few more items that we're going to need, and I'll go into those details here in a moment. So let's go ahead and equip ourselves with our diamond pickaxe, because we'll need that to mine inside of the skystone and see if we can't find this chest. Kind of cool. I've never played with this particular mod before, so is that it? That's it right there. Found it right away. That's pretty cool. So we have a silver nugget, and we have an inscriber logic press. I think it's these inscriber logic units that we're ultimately after. Let's see if I can mine the chest as well. Says it's mineable. And yep, got it. I don't know if these things have more than one chest. I suspect probably not, but let's just look around real quick a little more just in case. The stone is also nice to have anyways. It's a unique texture that we might find useful for something else in the future. So we'll grab a little bit of it, but yeah, I'm not seeing another chest. So okay, well, that's good. We can always come back here and mine some more of this anytime we want. Cool. Well, I'm assuming that since this is a slightly smaller meteor, I mean, it looks pretty big, but I've seen bigger now. So possibly the bigger ones will have more items in them. So yeah, and also I'm real pleased to see the horses and stuff over there, because one of the next things I'd like to do in the very near future is create a stable for some horses that we would like to have. That way we can get around a bit faster. So, okay. So yeah, so without a horse quite yet, because I haven't got a saddle and all that kind of good stuff, I'm going to have to run home. So give me a moment, we'll run back home, and we'll get started on the rest of what we want to accomplish this episode. Be right back. Okay, welcome back everybody. There's our oil field over there, as you can see. We're going to want to be taking advantage of that here real soon. In fact, probably within the next episode or two. And then over here, you'll see some stuff that I did off camera. I did an awful lot of stuff off camera in preparation for this particular episode, trying to be more prepared so that the episodes don't quite go so long. One of the things that I did was go ahead and start our rubber tree farm, and I've got both types of rubber trees actually growing over here right across from our barn. These are the industrial craft rubber trees, where you use the tap to get the sticky resin out of the trees. That's convenient in that you don't have to cut down and plant trees all the time, which you have to do with the Mine Factory Reloaded rubber trees. And that's okay. I mean, I don't care either way. I think those are a little more convenient, but both work well. And I just created this nice farming environment over here to help me manage them. Since we don't have to cut those down, those are all good to go. These have to be cut down, so this kind of creates a nice platform for cutting and replanting. So that's pretty nice. We're going to need that rubber and sticky resin here pretty soon for our liquid pipes that we're going to need to be crafting. Also over here, I just created a really tiny pumpkin and sugarcane farm, and put this lotus lily there so I can walk over the water without falling in it. And let's see what else. I think we had the blueberry bushes over here, and I added these raspberry bushes as well, and a water source because I kept running down to the river, down to the ocean down there whenever I needed water. And let's go inside and sleep real quick since it's nighttime again. I should also turn off our waypoint. I had to turn it on to find my way back home, but we don't need it anymore, so let's turn it back off. That way it's not in the way. So yeah, what else did I do? Oh yeah, so went and actually I guess I did have sheep and cows from before. If I didn't, I apologize. I do now. Also, I put a sign over our very special sheep, and also found a chicken that was running around outside ready to be captured, just saying, capture me, so I did. So we'll need one more in order to start breeding, of course. But then I put Monsieur Lava Sheep over here, so he's got a very special home. And over, let's see, over here I started a wheat farm because I'm going to need lots of wheat, of course, to breed our animals. And it looks like it's time to be picked. I'll get to that in a second. And what else? Okay, I did a few things downstairs as well that I should probably go over real quick with you, just to get you up to date. I went ahead and created this corner area for our enchanting table and put our existing bookshelves that were available in here. And it looks like we're going to need 8 more to complete the ability to enchant 30 level enchantments. And then over here, if you remember, I had the XP storage containers, and what I did was I went to a system that I'd used before, where we use basically the open block tanks to store the XP, and then added this XP bottler machine, which I've never seen before. I just came across it in doing research and was very curious, but it's actually quite convenient in that it allows us to bottle up our XP and basically take it with us, or even bottled in bottles of enchantment and as crafting elements for things when we may need it. So if we want XP, you just right click on the tanks and look, you'll notice my XP levels are going up. So that's really convenient, because that was my problem. I needed a way to store them, and I couldn't find, for the life of me, I couldn't find the open block tanks, which I guess I was just blind. They've been in the mod pack all along, and in doing research on how to get the XP out of those liquid tanks, I came across the open block tanks, and I was just, where are they? And then I found them. So that's what happened. They were in the mod pack, and I just didn't see them for some reason. So let's go ahead and put our XP back in there. There we go. And eat. So that's why the tanks aren't there. We've now got this new configuration for managing our XP, which is pretty sweet. And now I can get the XP out of the system very, very easily. So that's even more sweet, because that was what was confounding me, is I couldn't figure out how to get it back out now that I got it stored. So that's that, and I think that's about all I did. So the things I would like to accomplish this episode are a couple of different crafting activities, and this time I'm trying to be more organized, so I've got them all laid out for us. So the first thing I want to do is finish up the bookshelves so that our enchanting table is done. And to do that, we need 24 books, and I've already gone running around collecting a lot of sugar cane so that we can craft paper, and then went and killed a whole lot of cows. So I must have spent, God, 4 or 5 hours off camera just trying to get ready for this particular episode. So okay, so we've got our books now. Now what we need is our wood blocks. Might as well just craft all of that. And I'm not sure I'm going to have enough. Is that right? Okay. So yeah, 8 each. That's right. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ta-da! Excellent. 4 extra. Oops. Yep, good. Okay. Excellent. So that'll take care of that. And then we'll be able to enchant in particular. Oh, wrong. Oh, darn it. I hate it when I do that. Oh, crud. Okay, well, it is what it is. Doggone it. I wasn't paying attention. What else is new? Okay, let's finish that one back up. So yeah, we're going to want to enchant looting 3 on a sword and also fortune 3 on a pickaxe as soon as we can. I don't have enough wood. I'll have to go upstairs and get some more wood. So yeah, one of the next things we're going to want to do additionally, I think I want to save the spruce. We'll use some jungle wood. Doesn't really matter. Yeah, one of the things we're going to want to do again here real soon is get to the nether and get some blaze rods and some glowstone. So there's a lot to do. And it's really important to have a list available so you can stay organized on this stuff. Voila! Okay, so there we go. We've got our 30 level capability now. Sweet. So we'll craft new tools and get those enchanted here really soon. So that was one of the things I wanted to accomplish this episode. The other one is a capacitor bank. So it's particularly important, I think, right now that we get our energy systems set up and get working on a fuel source. So we have two. So RF energy is probably going to be our first major power source, and then we'll probably go to EU in the near future. So the two typical storage units that I use for RF power is a redstone energy cell or capacitor banks from Ender.io. And I really like the capacitor banks. I actually like them both, but I think the capacitor bank is maybe slightly easier to craft. So let's go ahead and do that. Get kind of 2 of those going, and we're probably going to need 3, but I'm only prepared to do 2 this particular episode. So let's go ahead and do that. And I can't remember. I think that's electrical steel. And electrical steel is actually created in the alley smelter. You put iron, coal dust, and silicon here, and then you get electrical steel out of it. So I did that, and 2 of those, and then these double layer capacitors. 1, 2, voila. The double layer capacitors are energetic alloy. These basic capacitors more coal powder or coal dust, and these basic capacitors are just some gold and copper and redstone. So they're pretty easy to craft. They're not too hard. It's just a multi-step process. So we got our capacitor banks now. They hold 5 million RF, which is pretty awesome. And I can't remember, but I think they can stack, so they can kind of sort of act like a multi-block. I might be wrong. I guess we can test that out. But individually is really what we're going to need. So we're going to want to fill one of these guys up and then use this as our energy source for our pumping the oil out over there in that geyser. And then also we're going to need one to power the quarry as well. So that's why I sort of need three. That way we can kind of toggle between them. I can have one filling up while one is powering the pump and one's powering the quarry, and when they get low I can swap them out and just kind of recharge them as they're being used. So I think we're going to need three, maybe four. So we've got two. So the thing to do now is to figure out what kind of power source or engine we're going to want to generate RF energy for storing in our capacitor banks. And I'm thinking we can either use Stirling generators or maybe, I mean, yeah, we could use a Stirling generator, but that's kind of low end. I think a steam dynamo is a little better, or even a magmatic dynamo. Magmatic dynamo would probably be ideal if we had a more consistent lava source, but we really don't yet. So steam dynamo might be the better way to go, which is pretty much what we're using over here, right? And it generates 40,000 RF. And then, so we might need two or maybe even three of those, and it'll take up some space, but they're pretty easy to set up. We can just set up this, infinite water source. The thing is that it's going to require coal, and that's kind of our big problem. I mean, we have a lot of coal right now, but like I said, it eats coal like candy. I mean, seriously, here's a bunch of coal. I was running out of iron. I mean, I was just going through iron like crazy. Oh, I guess that's something I forgot to show you. I'll show you that in a second. Up there on top, actually I'll go show you now. Up here on top, oh, nighttime again. I was clearing out, if you remember, in front of the home base, we had 2 levels of dirt, and you can see I've leveled it out completely. Hi, you. Go away. Oh, thanks a lot. Yeah, so I've leveled it completely out and created this nice flat field in front of it. And then over here in the corner I've done the same thing. So I used a lot of dirt. I dug up a lot of dirt. Oh, gosh, you scared me. You scared me. I dug up a lot of dirt over there. I've got to get the windows in here so that the skeletons don't keep hiding inside there. And then I used all that dirt to clear to level out this area over here. So my intent over here is to create kind of a energy factory, or an energy warehouse. So that's going to go there, and then over here I'm thinking is where we'll put our stables when we get to crafting our stables. So that took a lot of time, and I dug up a lot of resources and used a lot of resources. So that was very time consuming. So setting up the energy system over there in the warehouse is really the next thing that we're going to want to do. So we're going to need to craft a couple more dynamos, and I'll probably just do those off camera since we've already done one already over here. And I was going to craft some liquid pipes, but I actually think I'm going to use the fluid conduits. I really like them a lot. We've already got a couple of them crafted as well. So that pretty much takes care of what I wanted to do down here. So let's go up here to the next thing that I wanted to cover, and that's to get started on kind of the warehouse. As I was saying a moment ago, the steam dynamos require a lot of coal, so we're going to need a really good coal source. And a really great coal source is coal coke, a coal coke oven. You smelt coal in there and you get this coal coke, and the coal coke burns a lot more efficiently than your standard coke. And then you also get creosote as a byproduct, which will be really convenient when we get around to doing more with railcraft. Because ideally I want to connect our home base to the village over there, and maybe to some other locations over there in the near future. So we'll probably start playing with railcraft in the future. I know we can get a lot of rails from the abandoned mine shafts, but there's still going to be a fair amount of them that we're probably going to need to craft. So anyways, let's go ahead and get started on that. So as you can see, I've already gone out and done a lot of hunting for clay. We already had some bricks from before, if you remember. I created a bunch for the floor in there, and so I had a little extra, but I needed a bunch more. To be specific, I need 104. So let's see if I can remember. Yeah, I'm not even going to try. Let's do this. Coal, coke. Where? That's not right. There it is. That's what I wanted. Coke oven brick. So we want coke oven brick, and you can see that it takes 4 of these bricks and then 5 sand. So it's pretty simple, but you need like 26 blocks. So let's go ahead and do that. You can see I've got 26 that I can do because I had all the materials. And we'll go ahead and grab all 26 because that's exactly what we're going to need. Voila. Okay, so we've got enough now for our coke oven. Over here, what I want to do is I want to go ahead and craft a chisel, because I want to be able to kind of create a unique look for our energy warehouse or energy factory. And I'm not a particularly good visual person, so I know that with chisel you can do some pretty cool stuff in terms of creating new patterns out of blocks. So if you put, for example, cobblestone in here, these are the different types of textures and patterns that we can get out of cobblestone. So I was thinking of using maybe cobblestone for the walls or the floor. I'm not completely sure. And then marble, you get these cool patterns, and they're pretty slick. I mean, there's some neat stuff here. I particularly like what I did down in the basement of our home base. I like the brick look for walls. It just seems kind of architected or constructed for kind of a basement purpose. And I'm thinking that something like this, marble with dent, would be kind of a cool block for the floor, in that it's got a really cool pattern, I think, that makes it look like it would be really good for a floor. But again, I'm not super good with the visual stuff, so I am totally open to ideas and suggestions. If you guys have any, please let me know. Because there are a lot of blocks in the game. I've not played a whole lot with chisel. I really love what I see, but again, there's so many blocks in the game, I have no idea of all these different types of patterns and textures that you can get out of Minecraft with chisel. So yeah, so if you have ideas and suggestions, please let me know. That would be great. So let's see what else we've got. These are large cobblestone style, or tiles, so let's see what that looks like. Yeah, those are sort of okay. I'm kind of thinking that, yeah, this would be good for the floor, because I like light colored floors, and I like the fact that the walls might be a slightly darker pattern, because I think that's more kind of a warehouse-like look. So let's go ahead and do a couple more of the large cobblestone tiles. And there we go. And let's go ahead and put a few over here. So let's just start I don't know, where's a good spot to start? I guess we can just start right here. And we'll go up 4. Is that going to be high enough? Yeah. 4 and then the wall, or then the roof. There. So let's go ahead and put it along here. Obviously I'm not going to finish it today, I just kind of want to get a start. So we'll put the rest of these back in the chest for now. And then I'll craft more and finish that up later. And then the other pattern was this guy, and it was the marble with dent. So let's go ahead and do a bunch of those. Marble with dent, there we go. And that's going to be kind of the roof pattern. Yeah. Oh, that looks pretty cool. Oh. See, and I didn't realize that it connected that way. Oh, okay, I see what's going on now. I guess that's okay. I wasn't sure. I don't know. I sort of wanted a combined pattern through the roof, but maybe not. Maybe this is better. I think they complement each other pretty nicely, so I guess that's okay. Let's go ahead and grab some of that back. And I might have to adjust this here in a second, because what I'm trying to accomplish right now, especially, is just, there we go, is just a spot for the coal coke oven. Let's see, and I think that's a 3x3 block. I'm going to run out of time. Let's see. So, where do I want to put it? Yeah, I think we can put it right here in the corner. I think that'll be fine. Voila. Yeah, and there we go. So there's our coke oven. Sweet. And that's also the corner of our warehouse. So, excellent. And I will need to, of course, put the floor down as well. And we'll go ahead and do that here in a second. Can I sleep yet? Yes. I just don't want to have to deal with mobs right now, not while we're crafting outside. Okay, excellent. So, yeah, I'll have to fix that corner too. If we're going to do the roof, we're going to need it all the way across. Looks fine from the inside, but it looks funny from the outside. Clearly, yeah. Although we probably will go 2 floors. Ultimately, it'll be 2 stories high. Because I'm thinking that it would probably be good to have a solar power generator on the roof as well. So it'll either be on top of this, or maybe we'll go one floor higher, and then up on the roof of that we can put that there. So let's go ahead and finish the marble. Do I have more? I do not. So let's go ahead and create some more real quick. And it was this guy, right? Okay, good. And then, oh, I forgot I swapped out my, there we go, my shovel. Okay, so this is going to look funny if I don't fix this. And I don't want everybody's OCD to kick in, because I know it'll happen. So let's go ahead and clean this up. There we go. And let's get our flooring down before everybody kills me. Okay, good. Okay, catastrophe averted. I hope. Okay, let's see. Oh, let's get down here and finish this part. There we go. Okay, it's a start. Yeah, I like. We could probably do better. And again, if you have ideas, please let me know. I could swap this out easily enough. You know, I'm not committed to this, and it doesn't take too much time to break down the blocks and replace them with something else. So if you got better ideas or suggestions, do not hesitate to let me know. I'm totally happy with any kind of improvements that we can make here. Like I said, I'm not committed to this. This is just the starting point to get us going. So with that said, what we've got to do is, let's see. Let me go ahead and drop stuff off now. Yeah. So with that said, what I'm probably going to do in the very near future, once we kind of get, you know, the wall framed up or whatever, is I'll want to find a way to automate placing coal in this unit and then pulling out the coal coke, and of course pulling out the creosote. Creosote will have a while before it fills, but the coal coke I think will only go up to 64, and then it'll I think that's all you can process at a time. So we'll want to pull that out in some kind of automated fashion. So with that said, we probably should put our dynamos right next to it and just pull the coal coke out and plop it in the dynamos so that they're constantly generating power and then filling up our storage units, which is the capacitor banks. So that's the idea here. I've got those craftings started. We'll go ahead and finish up this wall. That way I can start laying out our assembly processes for generating RF power and storing it. And then we'll have our full capacity banks, and then we can get our pump going over there with pulling up the oil. I'll have to figure out a way to temporarily store the oil, and right now I'm thinking of using some drums. So we'll want to craft several drums as well for storing the oil, and then we can, when they get full, it'll just stop pumping, and then we can go empty and put down an pull out the full one, put an empty one in its place, and keep the process going. So that'll be good until such time as we can process lava from the nether, which will probably be a little while. So anyways, that's primarily what I wanted to accomplish this episode. Thanks for joining me. Please share your ideas with me in terms of good blocks for the warehouse. If you have certain architectural ideas that you've seen really effective for an energy factory, please share those as well. We'll go ahead and continue on with what I've started here just to keep the process going, because we've got a lot to accomplish. But I can change it up and to make improvements as we go, so definitely look forward to your ideas. And with that said, I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please leave a like. And if you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. It's free, and you'll get notifications for when the next episodes get released. And thank you for joining me. Have a great evening.